A very warm welcome to Must Know Topics. In this particular series, I'll be taking down various lecturate and GD topics which will be helpful in preparing for various government competitive examinations, including Service Selection Board interviews. The topic that I'll be taking today will be Center-State Relation, and this will be the 12th lecturate of the series. I'll be covering this particular topic in 4 divisions, that is introduction part, then powers division, then center-state disputes, and finally the conclusion part. Well, basically there are two kinds of governments. One is unitary form of government and the federal form of government. Now basically unitary type of government is a government where the maximum power either lies with the center or either with the state, or there is only one power. And federal is a federal kind of government is where the powers are distributed between the state and the center. Now giving you some example of the unitary form of government, examples are China, Japan and France, and federal example India and US. Well, basically talking about the powers division, the powers are divided in 3 heads, that is legislative powers, administrative powers and the financial powers. Now basically these powers have been mentioned in various articles of our constitution. So for example, the legislative powers of state and center have been mentioned from article 245 to article 255, and the administrative powers have been mentioned from article 256 to article 263, whereas the financial powers have been mentioned from article 264 to article 293. Talking about the legislative powers, well basically there are 2 aspects. One is the territorial jurisdiction and the other is subject matter jurisdiction. Now let me just define what is territorial jurisdiction and what is subject matter jurisdiction. Where territorial jurisdiction means who can make law over a certain and specific territory, and subject matter jurisdiction is like on what matter should the jurisdiction or the law be made, for example agriculture, electricity, etc. Well, there is one more fact, that the parliament power is not the absolute power as it has been mentioned under the article 245, and there are specific articles and schedule areas which have different laws. For example, as per article 240, that means UTs like Dadar Nagar Haveli, Daman and Diu, Lakshadweep and Andaman and Nicobar, the president has the power for regulations. Whereas if we see 5th schedule areas and 6th schedule areas, over here the governors have the right to declare at any point of time that the parliament laws are not applicable. That means in particularly 5th schedule areas and 6th schedule areas, the governor has the power to declare that the parliament laws are not applicable here. Now 6th schedule areas include Assam, Meghalaya, Mizoram and Tripura. Let me give you a brief description over territorial jurisdiction. Now basically the parliament or the center, they can make a rule applicable over a certain part or throughout the country. That means the center has the power to make a law that will be applicable across the country to each and every part, whereas the state has the power to make a law over the state or its part. They cannot make laws that will be applicable throughout the country, but yes, they can make laws that will be applicable to their own state or its particular part. Now apart from this, the center has one additional power, that is the parliament can make laws for people outside India as well. Coming to the subject matter jurisdiction, now according to the 7th schedule, it has been divided into 3 lists. Okay, that is union list, concurrent list and the state list. Now basically you can find some numbers over here, that is 100, 52 and 61. Now basically these are the matters, these are the subject matters on which they can make the laws. Union, that means the center can make laws on 100 subject matters as per the 7th schedule. Concurrent list, that means both state and union can make laws on 52 matters, 52 subject matters. And state list consists of 61 matters on which the state can particularly make laws that will be applicable to their own state. Now basically if we see union list, there are let me give you examples of some important subject matters. For example, some national importance like defense, then atomic energy, and etc. And state list may consist like regional importance, police, prison, agriculture, etc. And concurrent list will consist which fall intermediate, for example some both matters, right? So yes, the center has specific residual power which has been given Article 248. Now there can be a fact that in our constitution there might be specific matters which have not yet arisen, but it might arise in the future, and that has not been mentioned in either union list or concurrent list or the state list. So in this case the power goes with the center. That means under Article 248 the center can make laws, okay, for any subject matter which is outside the list. The center can make laws under Article 248. So well, these are some important articles which is very important for our knowledge. Yes, now in case of national emergencies, now let me tell you that national emergency can be declared by the president under Article 352, and over here the president rule is applicable and the center can make law. Coming to the center state dispute, now if we look at the past, there have been different disputes between the center and states. Now let me give you two examples. Now basically few years back there was a dispute between the Chief Minister of Delhi, that is Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, and Lieutenant Governor of Delhi, that is Lieutenant Governor Anil Baijal, over three matters. That was who can make laws on anti-corruption bureau, then transfer of bureaucrats, and doorstep ration delivery. And when a case was filed regarding the same by the Chief Minister of Delhi in the Supreme Court, the Supreme Court gave order in favor of the Lieutenant Governor, that is Lieutenant Governor Anil Baijal. And apart from that, if we look at the recent past, for example, if a center passes any particular law, that has to be implemented by all the state, and no state can deny to implement the state, and no state can deny to implement the same. But when the Citizenship Amendment Bill was passed and it became an act, there were some states which were against it. So basically, for example, Kerala filed a case regarding the same under Article 131. So basically Article 131, let me make a note of it. Okay, so Article 131. Now basically this is the original jurisdiction of Supreme Court. Now basically if there is any dispute that arises between the state and the center, for example if there is a dispute between Government of India and one or more states, or example there is a dispute between state versus state, and suppose there is a dispute between Government of India and state versus states, then in that case Article 131 can be used for original jurisdiction and the case can be filed in the Supreme Court. So basically these were the laws and various articles which shows the powers of center and the states. And for proper functioning of the country, of the government, it is mandatory that center and states relations are in harmony. For centers and states relation are in harmony, and in case there is any dispute, the original jurisdiction of Supreme Court, that is Article 131, can be utilized to resolve the dispute. I hope this topic would have been useful in improving your knowledge. In case you like this video, do hit the like button and subscribe the channel. Thank you.